to been true. All right, today playing some Sultai Shadow with a little bit of a rogue sub theme. Seeing how this goes. It's a list submitted by UMAD3988, one of our followers and viewers. So he's been having a lot of success with the list recently. I never tried out the Shadow Rogue deck that I think top 8'd a challenge. I don't think it won, but I think it top 8'd. But I never checked that out. So we got this new one. We're going to see how it goes. All right, idea of the deck. So the idea of the deck is you keep a lot of that Shadow sub theme, like your Shadows, Thoughtseizes, Inquisition, Tarmogoyf, Dismember, blah, 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 blah. You keep the Stubborn Denials and Snapcasters like you'd get out of Grixis. You get these Tarmogoyfs that you'd get out of Jund. And you just kind of fill in the cracks with things like Thieves Guild Enforcer and Soaring Thought Thief that help fill up your opponent's graveyard. Turn on Drown in the Lock, Soaring Thought Thief, nice little flying attacker. Thieves Guild can get Death Touch as long as your opponent's got enough cards in their graveyard. And using that to kind of disrupt your opponent with a little bit of your instant speed interaction. So this deck's playing a lot more on our opponent's turn than decks like Jund Shadow are doing. In the sideboard, we got a couple copies of Aether Gust, Mystical Dispute. UMAD's list had 2 copies in Negate. I feel like I'm required by law to play Counter Squall, but we're going to see how it goes. If we end up having mana troubles, then I'll absolutely take the blame for that one, but really want to cast some Counter Squalls. Then 2 Abrupt Decays, 2 Assassin's Trophies, 2 Go for the Throat, 2 Surgical Extraction, and Lurrus of the Dream Den. So Aether Gust, really great against like the blue-green matchups, the Titan matchups, things like that. Good against Uro, Bring to Light. Counter Squall, great for things like Tron, great for Bring to Light again. Assassin's Trophy, good for Tron. Abrupt Decay, good catch-all removal. Go for the Throat for the creature matchups like Prowess, the Shadow Mirrors. Surgical Extraction for our combo matches or anything that needs that integral piece to work. 2 copies of Mystical Dispute for the blue decks, and Lurrus as our Pokemon of choice. What kind of questions do we have in the chat already? No Thought Scour? No, that's what Soaring Thought Thief and Thieves Guild Enforcer are in here for. Help fill up our opponent's graveyard. Steven, good luck today. I'm on the road. I'll try to pop in if my data lets me. Sounds good. Be safe on the road. But yeah, this is what we got. So let's go ahead and jump into our first match. See what happens. Hopefully it's pretty interesting. I've got my my initial thoughts and concerns about the list, but I want to try it out before I try to pass any judgment. It's not fair to disregard something because I may or may not agree with it. Northern Blood, how's it going? That's like the whole purpose of the channel, right? Like, we want to try stuff out, test it. We don't want to just say, oh, something's bad because I think it's bad. We want data. Data. We crave the numbers. Also, for the first few hydrate requests, you're absolutely getting Pepsi instead of water, because I've had like 7 glasses of water today already, no kidding, and I feel like having a Pepsi. So my stream, my rules. All right, who else did I miss hopping in? Wagner, how's it going? Didn't say hey. Pedro, how's it going? I think that's everybody that said hey so far. Said Ramo, said Dogfish, said Steven. Upgraded from High C to Pepsi. Not High C. Emergency. Does not taste anywhere near as good as high C. Wish it was high C. This emergency stuff is terrible. That's what I've been drinking with all my water to get those. What do they say? Antioxidants, B vitamins, and electrolytes up. But feel a lot better than I did yesterday. I don't know if this is a keep or not. We're gonna find out together. Another Thieves Guild Enforcer on top. I guess we'll keep that. And we're going to go ahead and Fatal Push this Reclaimer before anything gets funky. Is Amulet. All right. So we'll be able to get 4. Oh no, these both trigger. Oh, did they keep up 2-lander? They did. Sweet. About to mill so many cards off of our opponent. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So these need 8 to be active. Just get a swamp here. Hey. We're doing something. We're doing something. I have no idea what your creatures are. Same. So Thieves Guild Enforcer is a 1-mana 2/1 with flash. When it or another rogue enters the battlefield, each opponent mills 2 cards. And then if any opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, it gets +2/+1 and Death Touch. Or I guess it's not a... It's a 1/1. It's a 1-mana 1/1. But then Soaring Thought Thief is a 2-mana 1/3 that whenever a rogue attacks, each opponent mills 2 cards. Whenever 1 or more rogues attack, each opponent mills 2 cards. And if an opponent has 8 or more cards, all your rogues get +1/+0. Yeah, we're gonna stubborn denial this because we can. Alright, so let's go to combat and attack. And we're supposed to Thought Thief. No. Let's just swing. Like, flashing in this other rogue doesn't change, or this other Thought Thief doesn't change the clock. So I'm just gonna let them go and plan on, like, holding up Snapcaster. Game 1, take it down. How many Titans in the yard? 1 Titan, 1 Summoner's Pact. Whether or not that was good, I don't know. Was it hilarious? Yes. Alright, so we've got Aether Gusts, we've got Surgicals, and we've got Trophies that I think are the only things I'd maybe go for the throat. It's like things I would consider. We'll put like a maybe pile over here. Things I'm less excited about. I'm on the draw. So I could trim some number of pushes. Drown could get really dicey with Bajuka Bog. I don't know how likely we are to be able to fill in back their yard. Snapcaster kind of for the same reason. So out of these, what am I least excited about? Stub is definitely weaker here. Especially on the draw. So like I'm fine with cutting stubs on the draw. Cutting some number of pushes. But we saw Elvish Reclaimer. So I probably need to keep in more pushes. Cut snaps. Cut a couple drowns. Maybe I just don't want drown at all here. Bring in go for the throat. Go something like this. I feel like this deck has the built-in surgical trap because you're milling stuff away, right? Probably, but against a deck like Amulet Titan, I'd be bringing surgical in anyway because the way you lose is them resolving Titans, right? You don't really care too much about the rest of their deck. How are you doing? Didn't you just win a challenge? I did this past Saturday. We won the Modern Challenge. Won the Modern Challenge with COVID. Oh, what do I think about that? I kind of want to keep this. Like, it interacts really well with any creatures on their side. I just kind of need to find second land. But just know that if you see me like look off screen and mute my microphone, I'm probably either coughing up a storm or blowing my nose. So I apologize ahead of time for those. Like that. Need like a little foot pedal mute so I can just go like click, sneeze, whatever. Alright. Inquisition, see what they're up to. Pact of Negation. Pact of Negation. I think I'm just going to take Eladamri's call. Say go. Spider Space? Yeah, Spider Space. I appreciate it. We somehow drew hot enough to run through that one. Pretty good. Our only loss was to taxes. COVID-19 equals PED when playing Death Shadow. That's pretty much what everybody's been saying. Like, oh yeah, you caught COVID and all of a sudden can play Magic. Alright, we're just jamming Tarmogoyf here. I guess so. That's like our best clock, right? And it's going to be over here like, what the hell? You just played rogues against me all game one and now you're jamming Tarmogoyfs? Yep. So, one more land and we'll probably feel not necessarily good, but okay-ish. I don't feel like we have a reasonable chance.
I guess we all have future pants.
And if somehow they like don't have, all right. I was gonna say if they didn't have another land, I would just ignore this Azusa from now until the end of time. But they do. Alright, so let's jam in with Tarmogoyf. And we'll just plan on, like, flashing in a Soaring Thought Thief at the end of their turn. I don't think there's any big benefit to... or should I Thought Seize here? No. Just gonna pass. You gotta tell a story about that event where you played fairies with Goyfs. I mean, suppose I could tell if people are really wanting to hear it. So who wants to hear about the event where we played fairies with Goyfs? Need a show of hands if anybody is interested.
And the day after that.
It's one of my roommate's favorite stories. So I wonder, did they have the Summoner's Pact, or did they draw into it? Alright, so we got a yes please and a sure. Top 8 the same challenge. Congratulations. Alright, I guess we're supposed to wait for them to get their lands before we make any sort of a decision here. Because if they don't get 2 blue sources, or if they bounce a blue source, then the go for the throat's kind of free. Drew into it. So I shouldn't feel bad about not Thought Seizing. Show of hands. Okay, so we're driving to this modern 1K in Tennessee, and on the way up, I can't decide what I want to play. I've got Jund and I've got Fairies, and I just can't make a decision. So about halfway up there, I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to jam the two together. I'm just going to throw stuff in there, see what happens. So we get there and I register this deck that's like Fairies with Tarmogoyfs and alright, they did not get a way to enable or a way to pay for Pact of Negations. That's great. So I get up there and I register this deck. It's like Fairies with Abrupt Decays and Tarmogoyfs, and I think I threw in some other janky green card like a Pulse of Marasa or something. And round one, I get my pairing and I go sit down, and this guy, like, really nice dude, no problem, whatever, he's like asking about what I'm on, and I'm just telling him like I'm playing this mid-range deck. We play out game one, and game one I get like this this sweet curve of Thought Seize into Bitter Blossom into like Spell Stutter, then another Spell Stutter. And game two, my opening hand is just like Inquisition into Tarmogoyf into Liliana the Veil. And so like we get outside after we sign our match slip, and I'm talking to one of the guys I rode with, and we hear this dude around the corner, and he's just like, dude, I don't know what the hell just happened. And his friend's like, what are you talking about? And he's like, game one, he like Thought Seized me and Bitter Blossomed and played a bunch of Fairies, and then game two he just like beat my face in with a Tarmogoyf. And like me and the guy I'm riding with are just dying out laughing at this point. I can't contain it. Like, this dude's in here actually getting upset about me just, like, beating him in the face with fairies and a Tarmogoyf. Milled over a Titan there. Alright. What you got? Act of negation that you still can't pay for. And an amulet of vigor. So I don't really care about either of these, but we'll take the amulet. I think I'm supposed to play a Soaring Thought Thief here. I get the trigger off it. They get to 8 cards in their graveyard, buffs the Thieves Guild Enforcer. So it sounds like a pretty good win-win all around. Put 2 Liliana's Triumph in my Mardu midrange sideboard yesterday. Today I played a paper Discord League game against Blue Black Breach. True turn 3. So it went pretty well for you is what you're saying. What is this abomination? Good question. This is a list that one of our users or one of our followers submitted, and I decided to give it a shot, and this is what's happening. Currently we are up a game over Amulet Titan, and I think there's a decent chance we might be able to win game 2. I'm deciding if there's any downside to just dismembering this Azusa, and I don't think there is, so... Yeah. Pedro coming in with a sub-challenge redemption. Do you want to play now or do you want to play after this league? Your choice. Basically this deck too went Thieves Guild Enforcer into Soaring Thought Thief game 1, game 2 sees Goy. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Alright, so we're waiting for Pedro to let me know when he wants to do the sub challenge. Not now? Okay. We can do it whenever you want to. Putting the kid to bed. Fair enough, fair enough. And if it's better to do it another day, we can do that. It's up to you. Let me know. Alright, let's see what we get for match number 2. Being on the play with the off meta deck always feels good. I think this is the kind of this is the kind of hand where I don't believe we can keep it. It's got good pieces, but if we just top deck like a Thieves Guild Enforcer on turn 3 or something, that's just going to be like nowhere near good enough to get us across the finish line. So I think we throw this back. Alright, this has got Thoughtseize, Shadow, Thought Thief, so we can keep this and throw back the island. Alright, let's just go Watergrave, Thoughtseize. It doesn't let us play a Shadow on turn 2, but we can get a better idea of what we're up against. We're up against an opponent with a very not great hand of magic cards. Let's just take the Swift Spear, say go. Chuck, how's it going? Hope you're having an awesome, what is it, Tuesday? Is it Tuesday? No, no, I took you. You can't be here. Does Lurch not change anything for the first hand? I think in the blind game 1, I would rather be more proactive. See if we can get our opponent to like fire off some spells in our general direction. Let's see, we could add Luris to our hand. We could go down to 11 in Shadow. I think we're just going to pass with this Thought Thief. Machiavelli, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Alright. This is going to get really awkward really quick. Gonna say, before I was so rudely interrupted, this is going to get really awkward really quick if they had, Bedlam Reveler in their deck. Hard to think of names. Got there! All you gotta do is not die long enough. Alright, cards I am interested in. Cards I am less interested in. Let's see. +1/+0. Thieves Guild Enforcer gets up to 3/2. Not really interested in Thieves Guild Enforcers. I could trim. Do I have enough answers to a Stormwing where I'm okay trimming? Thought Seasons. Maybe Decay because of the Stormwing issue. I guess we can trim Counter Squall. That's probably fine, right? Or not bring Counter Squall in, I mean. Also, Machiavelli. If I'm saying it wrong, please let me know in chat. Ooh, no fetch land. What do I think? Alright. So the upside is like any fetch land in this hand is sane. Or hand is insane. You can only cast one card in this hand. Technically two. One might not live, but I can cast it. But we kind of had this discussion yesterday of these like borderline hands. And I gave the idea that like my rule of thumb is typically if the hand is looking for one thing, I'll probably keep it. And in this case, like I'm looking for a fetch land. That's it. Can't add Luris right after discard a hand size, right? Now I can cast 2 cards. We call this Sultai Rogue Control. Fetch land. Almost. Almost. Right on the edge. Been seeing more and more Prowess players playing Relic recently. I don't know if there's a real reason for that or what. All right, go ahead and fire off this this Relic. Didn't want to counter Relic since it turns off Drown. Well, kinda did. Also, just wanted to believe that we were going to hit the fetch land. Which, that part hasn't worked out quite as well as we thought it would. So, if they kill us here, they kill us. A whole bunch of cards to not see a fetch. How many fetches are we running? Should have consulted that first. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 fetches plus the 2 overgrown tombs. Probably dead this game, but we'll see. Got. Not killing us, we have a chance. Alright, too little, too late. Let's see, sorry I'm late. What's PayPal? There's a donation link down below that's got all of it on there. But we did beat Amulet Titan round 1. We beat Prowess round 1, but they got mana, or Prowess game 1, but they got mana screwed. This was game 2. We kept a pretty greedy hand that just needed a fetch land and just didn't find one. So we'll see what happens game 3. All right. Pretty non-greedy keep here, if I do say so myself. I'm just going basic Swamp Thoughtseize. Play around that random Blood Moon. I think I'm just going to take the Swift Spear here and plan on dismembering the Stormwing entity next turn. Big Ben, how's it going? Sultai Shardless incoming. You have no idea how many Shardless agents I'm going to be casting if that card is in Modern Horizons 2. Alright, so what do we think about basic island, dismember the Stormwing, untap Overgrown Tomb Lurrus? Or if they like scry to the top, we could untap an Assassin's Trophy, but they went 1-1. Let's see. See, may just end up like Stoneforge. A lot of people casting it before realizing Tron still exists. Possible. All right, counter a relic. We know their last card that does anything in hand is Swift Spear here. So we can push Swift Spear. Get a basic swamp, add Lurrus to the hand. Now we just need to find a dude. Great buddy, now that I'm here. Very true. Very true. That's a dude. So I think we're gonna sit on this until they deal with it and then play out the Lurrus. I really don't want to just like throw Luris into the metaphorical fire if I don't have to. This trophy also lets me play around things like, what's it called? Threads of Disloyalty. Saw yesterday. Pilot is cracked. Lava Dart, which probably means Stormwing Entity. Yep. The scries are like there's a chance that if Shardless Agent gets printed into Modern that it could end up like Stoneforge. That's absolutely true. But I guess my hope would be that that's not the case. Because, like I said, if it gets printed into Modern, I'm going to be playing a lot of, like, Sultai 4-color Shadow with some Shardless Agents. Ooh, they did have a Bedlam Reveler on top. Or not on top, but they were going to draw into one. So, yeah, we'll just throw this Luris down and see what happens. Did I bring in Surgicals in this matchup? No. Absolutely not. I brought him in against Amulet Titan, but didn't see him. Shardless into Stoneforge Mystic. That's pretty extreme. 2-0. Oh, against Titan, yeah, absolutely brought them in. Yeah, brought them in against Titan. So, before we jump into the third match, first of all, here's the list. I did replace Negate with Counter Squall. I know we talked about that yesterday, and I felt like it was a disservice to the word content to not run Counter Squall for the league. But I was gonna say, if anybody is wanting to play Stoneforge Mystics in Modern, and I know Kevin is going to absolutely like rail into me for making the comment, but the entire Stoneforge package is ridiculously cheap on Magic Online right now. Stoneforges are like less than a tick and a half each. The swords are cheap and Batterskull's cheap. So, like, before I streamed today, I literally went and picked up Batterskull, Feast and Famine, Fire and Ice, 4 Stoneforge Mystics, just, like, mess around with some Abzan Shadow, and the entire package is, like, 13 or 14 ticks. So, now's a really good time to pick that stuff up if you think it's gonna be better in the future. That's been your Magic Online finance tip of the day. Free of charge. Building something here, then I can challenge you. Are you building like Bench's Mardu mid-range deck? If I have to pay or play against that every time for a sub challenge, I'm gonna start banning it. Grixis Shadow-ish. Grixis Shadow adjacent. Just want to see Bituminous Blast and Bloodbraid Elf into Lightning or Sprouting Thrynax. Good old extended. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Extended? That was standard. All of those cards were together in Standard. Throw in Lightning Bolt and Terminate, Putrid Leech, Broodmate Dragon. You could add in Kitchen Finks for a bit. Great Sable Stag. His hand's pretty blah. I'm going to ship this. Like, we've got Inquisition. Alright. Keep it throwback. Snapcaster. Yeah, Bench has been playing Pox recently. But I think he intentionally waited until a meta he was playing Pox to do the sub challenge. That's my theory. See, mode. Do I think Grixis is better than Jund at the moment? I don't think so. I think Jund's better. If you try to be too reactive in the metagame right now, you get too punished for just like vastly different game plans. What I mean by that is, like, you could run into Prowess, run one round, and then the next round it's completely flipped around and you're running into Tron. And it's just so vastly different in what you need to fight those decks. Crowl Harpooner. Well, luckily we don't have anything in our current hand with flying. Am I just taking birds? Take birds, hope to hit a second land so I can get down Tarmogoyf. I've been seeing those old school style Grixis lists with expressive iteration that look really cool. Yeah, those are pretty sweet. No argument there. So they showed us the land that they drew into. Do we find a second land? We do. Never punished for our super greedy keeps. So we can get down Tarmogoyf here. Next turn we can Fatal Push a Wall of Roots and have a Thieves Guild Enforcer. The whole sideboard JVP thing for the Heliod matchup seems really silly though. So is it like sideboarding, the hits keep coming. Is it sideboarding JVP specifically for that matchup? Or is it sideboarding JVP and just like happening to bring him in for that matchup? Alright, so how are we doing this? Like, I know we're pushing the Wall of Roots. So I guess we can start with that. Now, am I Thieves Guild Enforcering or am I holding up Drown in the Lock? Because I think if I'm casting the Enforcer, I want to do it now. Well, no, there's nothing that we can flip over that grows Goyf here, right? So I can wait. They're not running any artifacts. I don't think they have any tribal. Famous last words. And I kind of want to hit this Yawgmoth with the Drown. Atra, sure. GG, congrats on the challenge win recently. I appreciate it. somehow went better than I thought it was going to. But thanks for stopping by and saying, hey, for sure. Is this Snap Fatal Push Hepatra? Snap Push, Snap Thoughtseize, pass and hold up, or like attack with Goyf and pass and hold up Snap Push. I guess that's going to be the play, is attack with Goyf, pass, holding up everything. Does Shadow feel well positioned? It feels really well if you hit certain matchups and dodge other ones. Like if you're running into a bunch of Niv to Light decks or like big mana stuff or Dredge, it feels pretty bad. But if you're running into a bunch of Prowess, Heliod, Shadow Mirrors, then I think it feels very reasonable. So I know that's not like the most straightforward answer in the world, but that's kind of how it feels. Alright, so I don't want to take combat damage from this Hepatra, right? So if this is Yawgmoth, it is not. So we'll say okay to Strangleroot Geist. Double Geist, sure. And if they're not doing anything, I'm going to Snap Fatal Push the Hepatra. Yeah, the Shadow matchup for Prowess, or the Prowess matchup for Shadow isn't the greatest by any means, but it's winnable. But like the Scape Shift matchups and 5-color Niv to Light matchups are so much closer to unwinnable that I would rather see Prowess. Like I feel like against Prowess, I can utilize my decision making and gain some percentage points here and there. But against the other ones, I don't feel like I can. Alright, so last two cards are Yawgmoth and Crowl Harpooner. Love Shadow so much, but the G-Tron matchup tilts me almost too much to want to register it. I don't blame you at all for that one, actually. That matchup is pretty horrible to have to play a lot. Am I attacking with the Goyf? Like, I think I am. I think I'm like just going all across the board, saying if you want to trade a half of a Strangleroot Geist for something, I'm okay with that. Deck list, the Corona Madness is taking Mike. I mean, it's UMAD's deck list. It's not my list. I'm just out here trying to kill some Yawgmoths. Let's get that out of here. don't know what we did, but yeah. Splashing for Stub and Jun just to make the Tron matchup less awful. I don't blame you there. Like, the problem with the Tron matchup is there's so many cards that do a little bit, but not nearly enough to, like, actually tilt the matchup. Like, I don't want to play 3 mana answers like Stone Rain, because on the draw they're just useless. And then if you play something like Cleansing Wildfire, it doesn't stop Karn the Great Creator. It just comes down on curve anyway. So you need things like Fulminator Mage, which are 3 mana. Assassin's Trophy's okay, but it's an awkward spot on the curve. And you're like trying to get a Shadow or a Goyf down on turn 2. So let's see. Wildfire, D-Sphere, Alpine Moon, Fulminator all suck. Yeah, exactly. Like, Damping Sphere and Alpine Moon both feel so bad against Blast Zone. That's a stupid Magic card. Alright, yeah, I know they got a bunch of Veils. But, like, I can't really do much against Veil. Aether Gust is a possibility, but it doesn't stop Yawgmoth or 3 mana dude. Geralf's Messenger. Just go like this, see what happens. Yeah, Grixis does have a better Tron matchup, but you lose a whole lot of points against like Eldrazi Tron and Heliod. It's like Jun gets Tarmogoyf and Hex Drinker to kind of fight through Heliod, where Grixis doesn't really get a whole lot. That Dirty Ginger, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. Alright, opponent mold to 6. We'll see what they got. Young Wolf. Tarmogoyf. Alright, let's just go Polluted Delta Pass. We'll take this Tarmogoyf. Then we can make a decision here. If they go Wall of Roots. Alright, a little bit better for us. I think I'm flashing in this Enforcer and trading for like the front half of one of these. Like trade for the front half of the Strangleroot Geist. Why Zetron works for Grixis. I get why Auriok Champion's awkward. Chalice is a lot better against Grixis than it is against Jund. And then you also have to deal with the fact that, like, none of your guys can outsize theirs. Shadow can, but, like, Gurmag Angler can't get bigger. Where with Jund, you have Tarmogoyf and Scourge that can both get bigger than everything they've got. Alright, let's go ahead and get this Thoughtseize. Yep, that one. You have to be a little careful of life here. Bird and an unknown, eh? Luckily, they can't play Yawgmoth here. So if they play, like, Bird Pass, then we'll probably get to, like, Thieves Guild Enforcer, Snap Thoughtseize on our turn. Or we might end a turn just dismember, like Strangleroot or something. Alright, so I'm gonna block the Strangleroot and go for Dismember on the Messenger. Because if they have Veil of Summer, at least I get the Strangleroot off the board. Like, doesn't feel great by any means, but at least I get something off the board if they've got the Veil. Second Messenger is pretty bad. So... We can play Enforcer plus Thought Thief. Problem is, if either of these die... Or I can't have both of them die. I can have... Or no, because if this dies, it doesn't trigger. Okay. So I can't attack... Let's just pass with this. Since they don't have the mana for a Yawgmoth. Alright, so flash you in. Flash you in. Yalma coming in with the raid. Thank you so much. Welcome everybody from Yalma's stream. Hope y'all are prepared for some Sultai Shadow Rogues. I think is the technical name for it. Alright, where am I putting my blocks here? I could go... Thought Thief on the 3-2. Thieves Guild Enforcer on the 4-3. Tarmogoyf on the Young Wolf. Oh, I could go... Goyf on the 4-3. What am I most okay with trading off? Because I need to be able to deal with the 4-3 Messenger next turn as well. So if I go like Goyf here, which of these do I want to die? And I think I'd rather have the Thieves Guild Enforcer die, because the Soaring Thought Thief can eat the Young Wolf next turn. Yeah, we definitely need a Messenger off the board. But for everybody coming over from Yalma's stream, thank y'all so much for hanging around. If you haven't been here before, my name's Michael. aka Control Freak on Twitch and MTGO. Play a whole bunch of Modern on here, especially a lot of Death Shadow. And today we got a pretty spicy one. One of our viewers submitted a Sultai Shadow list with a Rogues sub-theme, hence the Thieves Guild Enforcers and Soaring Thought Thieves. We're currently 2-0 in this league. We beat Amulet Titan round 1 and Blue-Red Prowess round 2. We won... Did we win? Yeah, we won game 1 against Yawgmoth. This is game 2. So, seeing what happens. Y'all's guess is as good as mine on this one. But if it's your first time on the stream, feel free to hop into the chat. Tell us about yourself, where you're from, what got you into Magic, why Death Shadow is the greatest archetype in Modern. How on earth we get out of this life-threatening situation against a bunch of Yawgmoth players. Alright. So if their last card is a Yawgmoth, then that's a pretty good draw. Yeah, we definitely need to get Luris. But the problem here is if I take the turn off to get Luris, we probably just die. So I think I'm gonna sit on this Drown in the Loch for a turn. Because they didn't have 4 mana to play anything last turn, and they just passed. So... are we just dead if we put Luris in our hand? Crack the fetch, send a message. Tell them who the real man is here. Send Goyfin. Or is this a Court of Calling? If this is a Court of Calling, then if we send in Goyf, we die. So I think I'm going to pass one more turn. Not a lot of great options. Neutral Platypus, thank you so much for the follow. Awesome name, by the way. Pass and wait for some lands or Fatal Push. Yeah, that's kind of the inkling that I have as well here. I need to get Luris into the hand, but the fact that my opponent last turn just played a Birds and passed means I think they either drew Court of Calling or a Yawgmoth, and I'm dead to both of those. Now, they could be next leveling me and just, not drawing anything. They could be playing around counter magic on my side. $160 viewers for a shadow stream. Love to see it. I appreciate it. Definitely thanks to Yama. Yama's raid absolutely got us there. Alright, so don't have a Court of Calling. Court of Calling like that. I mean, Urborg's not really great because we only have one blue source. They get a messenger and we die. Alright. I don't think I really... Maybe Abrupt Decay is worth it, game 3. But Abrupt Decay does have to come in over something. No, I think we just run it back. Jeskai Charming, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday as well. Did cast quite a number of Jeskai Charms when it was in Standard. Love me some Jeskai. This is a hand of magic cards. Where's the blue Urborg at? The Blurborg. Game of Yawgmoth. Perlo 2110, thank you as well for the follow. Hope you're also having a fantastic Tuesday wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out today. Speaking of Urborg. Messenger, Strangleroot, guys. Let's take a messenger. They're drawing into an Urborg. Not the scariest thing in the world. You like Stub and Gust? I don't feel like this is a Stub or Gust matchup. Like, the things we're afraid of aren't green and they're not non-creature spells. It's Geralf's Messenger and Yawgmoth that give us fits here. Fetch land off the top. Eventually. You can do it, deck. You can do it. I believe. Still believe. Believing has not ceased. Believing is as strong now as ever. It's not a fetch land, but we'll take it, right? There's like 0 chance that they windswept Heath this upcoming turn, right? So if I shock and go down to 14, dismember Strangleroot Geist. Not shock here. We're gonna have a fat shadow, but the problem is this Geralf's Messenger sitting here. I've got to keep that in check. Thieves Guild Enforcer. You would have been really, really good last turn. It looks like a Geralf's Messenger and it smells like a Geralf's Messenger. Decent chance it'll be a Geralf's Messenger. Alright. little bit awkward with our drown in the lock. But could be worse. I think what I'm gonna do is main phase this Thieves Guild Enforcer. See if there's something that I want a surgical or not. And say go. Well, do I want a surgical Eldritch evolution? No. I'll leave that. Right, we couldn't drown. There's just not enough stuff in the yard. Alright, Patra's fine. So let's go to our turn. Bobble, you say. So let's take a look at what they've got. Forest. We're fine with them drawing a forest. I can attack with Shadow. They block. I surgical with the Undying trigger on the stack. And hold up Drown. I think that's best play. Like, it means I get to draw a different card off of, or draw for turn, but... Alright, so they've got nothing going on in hand. Get rid of some Geralt's messengers. Say, okay. Pass turn. And they put the fourth card in the yard, so now I can drown a Yawgmoth. Twilight Mire we knew about. That one. I can drown that one. We didn't have to search their deck, did we? Oh, we didn't have to, but they had the shuffle anyway, and I don't want to get... I don't want them drawing a messenger. I think I'm trading a Thieves Guild Enforcer for a Dryad Arbor if they give me that attack. Am I? Whenever Hapatra deals damage to a player after -1/-1 counter on something. Yeah, I'm taking this trade because if I draw a fetch land, I need to be able to fetch and shock to go to lethal. Should have taken the 1. Alright, what do I think here? I could add Luris to hand. I know he's got 2 lands in hand off after that surgical. It'd just be those 2. Yeah, kind of have to Luris. I can't beat an army of snakes. I didn't want a surgical Yawgmoth there because I'm just dead if they top deck a Strangleroot Geist. Like, Yawgmoth itself doesn't do a whole lot right here. Oh, did I get my lands wrong? Oh, they shuffled away the forest off the Windswept Heath. Okay. That's pretty good. So I can go Luris Bauble. I can cast Drown. I could, like, Drown Hepatra, Surgical, the Yawgmoths. And I'm not dead to a Strangleroot Geist. So option A, Luris Bauble. Option B, Surgical Drown. Yeah, I guess Luris Bauble is a little safer, isn't it? Okay. Attacking. Yes, because if they attack back with Hepatra and Essence Warden, I can block the Hepatra. I'm fine trading off the Luris here because I know they're drawing dead. Then I get to untap and drown the Essence Warden and swing for lethal. So a bit of a safety peek. Yep. Kill you. Back in for lethal. Somehow 3-0. On to match 4. McJazzerton been playing a lot of Sultai, feels very solid. It seems interesting. I don't know if you play this this Sultai Rogues variant or if you've been playing like traditional Sultai Shadow. But this is a strange one. Rogue Shadow, best deck in Modern. I don't know if I'd go that far just yet. How many challenges is it won? One of those off-camera nose blowing here. And we back. All shadow decks are rogue, to be honest. I mean, I feel like they're pretty mainstream in the format at this point, right? How many challenges has Control Freak played it in? Whole lot of 0. Whole lot of 0. This looks like our game 1 hand for match 1, right? It's mono red Obosh. Alright. How quickly can we get to Luris? And I feel like this deck wants a 1-1 split of Overgrown Tomb and Breeding Pool. You Matt, I don't know if that's something you've taken a look at. It's not mono red Obosh. It's actually the absolute opposite of mono red Obosh. And if I'm any expert in terms of things like what I don't want my odd mana cost opponent to do, it's I probably want to kill the bird here. Especially when I know they're drawing into a Magus of the Moon. Skigaton, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday wherever you're at in the world. Again, if I'm saying things wrong, tell me. Is this just like... I'm guessing this is just a Gruul, like Gruul mid-range deck. Magus Pillage. All right. Us against the world. If I wanted the Master to run it. I mean, if you wanted the Master, we got Dogfish in here. Bench Summers in here. Ricardo's in here. Yep. McJazzerton's in here. This should be the Lukka build that's popular this week. First time I've heard about a Lukka build. Alright, opponent. Prepare to be afraid. Hey. That's gonna trade up with a Bone Crusher pretty quickly. Wonder if I was supposed to attack there. Probably not, because I kind of want my opponent to attack back here. But if they blocked, I just get like a free trade-off with the Thieves Guild. Usual Ponza stuff, then 4 Lukka and an Emrakul. Sounds like some Ponza shenanigans. Oh no, not 4 damage. Whatever will we do? You'll mill half your deck. Oh, if they hit Emrakul, this is going to be a little awkward, right? Why not block? Because I wanted them to hit me for 4 to enable these shadows. I can't beat a Lukka and into an Emrakul anyway here. I have no spot removal. So I'm just going to let them do a little bit of the dirty work for me. That's a good one. And they had the Lukka too. Eesh. Okay. Now what's the plan? If I attack all out and they don't block, they're dead. That's kind of cool. They're dead unless they flip over the Emrakul. Or no, I can just flash it in after it attacks. No, they still get 2 Thieves Guild Enforcer triggers. God, triggers are tough. If I attack all out, they take it. I play a shadow. It's 2, 3, 4, 5 getting through. I'm dead to bolt. I don't think there's any way that they don't block the shadow. Maybe I should think about the fact that, yeah. I was gonna say maybe I should think about the fact that I'm not running red or representing Battle Rage in any way. So maybe they just take it, but I think it's pretty unlikely. Like, what I'm trying to avoid here is being dead to Lightning Bolt. And if I go all in on attack, flash, and Thought Thief, I block the Bone Crusher. They're swinging for 5 on the Crackback, and I'm dead to Lightning Bolt. And if they block, like, 1 guy, 1 token on Shadow, I'm still taking 4 and being dead to Lightning Bolt. So I just don't want to put myself in that position to be dead to a card that should be in their deck, and I wouldn't be surprised about. But yeah, you're right that I want them to draw Blood Moons and Maguses here, but they've already seen 2 Maguses, so the likelihood of another one's fairly low. It's a Lightning Bolt EOT. Oh. I am really impressed with their ability to run out their opening hand by turn 2 and then top deck like 3-drop, 3-drop, 3-drop. Did I mill 3rd Magus? Ah, you're right. I saw that one and just kept thinking it was one of the ones from earlier. They top deck a Lukka. Pretty good one. Well, we'll see what else is in their deck. Like, we already know we can't win here, so we might as well mill them a few, see if there's anything that we didn't know about. I got outplayed. I saw it. I did. I didn't have a chance. Alright, how do we want to board? Do I want Counter Squall? Like, I know Aether Gust. Surgical's an option. Probably do want Counter Squall. Like Lukka and Blood Moon are both cards that I just have like no good game against. Snapcaster is a little awkward. I think I need the Stubborn Denials. Thieves Guild Enforcer? No. Put him on like a Thought Thief. Thought Thief and a Bauble. Trim down a little bit. Fanor, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. Is Surgical worth it since Emmy's a one of? No. Surgical would be coming in for like Blood Moon, Lukka, something like that. But I don't think it's really worth it there either. How's the Rogue package performed so far? Well, we're currently 3-0, so I guess it's doing okay. Alright. See if we want to fetch away or not. Member. I think I'm going to keep a Dismember. I can kill a Magus through a Blood Moon with it, or kill a Magus through a Magus Resolved with it. Want to just take a bird, or do we want to take a payoff? Bird or payoff? Bird or payoff? Your payoff. Pillage could, but I've got answers to the birds. And so they're not casting Pillage until turn 3, and I'll have Drown in the lockup at that point. Alright, let's push bird number 1. Play you and pass. Like, I want to get down this Thought Thief. Like, sooner rather than later. So, there's a chance that I might just let this Pillage resolve. Like, if I get Watery Grave here... Or do I have to get Overgrown Tomb because of Tarmogoyf? Curses. Alright, so if they go for my Overgrown Tomb with Pillage, I'm gonna let it resolve. If they go for my island, I'll drown. I don't care about the Overgrown Tomb, especially now that I've got the backup. But I do care about the island. Or they go for Wood Elves, and I say, sure, you got a Wood Elves. Alright. I gotta sit on drown this turn and then plan on doing something next turn. And drown a Lukka. Need the text on Lukka. Yeah. Previous roll is fine. +1, exile the top 3 cards of your library. Creature cards this way, or exile this way again. You cast this card from exile as long as you control a Lukka. Alright, now if they decide to pillage me, like, I'm 100% letting it resolve. I'm just letting this go, right? Yeah. And let's see, this turn, am I adding Luris to the hand? Like, I can add Luris, drown in the lock the Magus. That's probably fine. Like, if they go to pillage my island here, I can drown the Magus, let the pillage go. Pillage my swamp. You ruin my day if you have a Veil of Summer right there. I guess if you have a backup Magus or Blood Moon, that's kind of rough too. Yep, might as well get your attacks in. You're not blocking. Don't you dare Seasoned Pyromancer me. Don't you do it. Okay. Okay. That one we're okay with. Luris plus Bauble. So if my options are Luris plus Bauble or hold up Stub, I'd rather Luris Bauble, right? Like, Stub's not hitting anything. Drawing another Wood Elves, sure. Why not fetch? Because my my fetch lane was tapped. I couldn't. That's really great with this Stubborn Denial, though. So, I don't think opponent knows that they're dead yet, but they're dead. I tapped the Marsh Flats to put Luris in the hand off the Blood Moon, and just left up my 2 basics. So. Could not do a whole lot there. Obosh in the hands. Seems alright. Let's go bobble. I can do this fun little trick where I bobble them, see if it's something that I want them to draw. Then I can decide if I want to attack afterwards. Like, I don't really want them to draw a Bone Crusher Giant, so get that out of the way. Now I've got... Forgot about that. Sorry, no problem. Good question. I would have fetched if I could have. Alas, opponent saw through our every little whim and decided not to let me. So another draw for turn was a Utopia Sprawl. That's fine. So they can play Obosh here, but we've got the Dismember. Yep. Bye, Obosh. Alright, so let's get Bobble back again. See if it's something we care about. Wooded Foothills. It is not. So I'm just gonna not attack with the Soaring Thought Thief here. Now they're down to Seasoned Pyromancer tokens, and that is A-okay with me. Alright, so let's go flash in a Thieves Guild Enforcer. Flash in a Soaring Thought Thief. Alright. Opponent has decided they want no more of our shenanigans. Anything that happened game 2 that changes up what I want to do game 3. If they didn't have pillages, I'd be much more aggressive with bringing in, like, Assassin's Trophy. Really good against Utopia Sprawled lands. Also really good for them targeting something with Lukka. Counter Squall is a lot less incoming on the, or a lot less enticing on the draw. Guess I'm just gonna go like this. Dakon Planeswalker incoming. That one I should know. Is that like a Modern Horizons 2 thing? Alright. This is as the kids would say, a hand of Magic the Gathering cards. Alright, so are we getting Watery Grave to Dismember? Or are we just going ahead and getting basic Swamp? A Swamp is fine. Alright, Thoughtseizes. I need the best you can give me here. Bone Crusher, Lightning Bolt, Lukka. I can take Wood Elves and Bone Crusher. Yeah. So now that they're fetching, I'm actually going to hold priority on this Thoughtseize and bobble them here. So now I get to know what they're drawing into and inform my Thoughtseize decision a little bit better. Drawing into a Magus. God, that's like worst possible thing. Alright, so then I need to take Lightning Bolt so that I can get the Thieves Guild Enforcer down. Oh, Magus. Why did it have to be Magus? Play the Bone Crusher. One time, opponent. Okay. We still in this. Yep. Attacking. Alright, let's think. If I attack and they don't block, I put them down to 7. They attack with both guys on the crackback. I flash in Thieves Guild, block the Magus, go to 2, and I've got lethal. Is that being too greedy? They didn't play anything last turn, so they could very well have like another Bone Crusher or Seasoned Pyromancer or something. That's probably too greedy. Yeah, I agree the longer we go, we're dead. But our opponent just missed their 4th land drop. And so I'm kind of hoping with these Thieves Guild Enforcers, we can help ourselves out here a bit. Like, I'm not planning on drawing out the game. I'm trying to just not be dead to, like, them playing anything to the field. Because last turn, the upside is if they have literal nothing and they make a specific attack, we could kill them. But if they have anything, then we die. Alright, well, they can't have a 2-drop here. There's no way they're attacking Bone Crusher and Magus into us. Not that I wouldn't be absolutely thrilled if they did. There's like no way they're thinking about this, right? All right. All right. You'd dodge a land. Dodge a lightning bolt on our Thieves Guild Enforcer. Which, if they have a lightning bolt here, we were dead on our last attack if we had gone for it. Alright. They would have killed us if we'd gone for it earlier anyway. Because the only way it worked was if that Thieves Guild got through, or got in and blocked a Bone Crusher. Magus off the top. Yep. That's how it goes. Vapid Wombat. It's a intimidating name. Thoughtseize, Shadow. This seems like another deck I know. A non-rogue deck. Got outplayed in both our losses. We did. I saw it. I was there. I witnessed it. I felt the emotional betrayal. RNG had the upper hand. What's opponent on? They revealed Luris with a prismatic vista. Ah, yes, Mill. That was my guess, too. No shadows in our yard currently. I'm supposed to just take a crab here. Or do I have to take surgical? I have to take surgical. Because if they just like surgical my thought sees, then things get a little weird. Second land. It is second land. A little bit awkward for him. Redrown in top 13? Yes. Correct. Alright, so we can push this crab. Tomb Inquisition the other crab. Next turn, Thought sees the drown and play a shadow. Or if they add Luris to the hand, we can Thoughtseize Luris and play a Soaring Thought Thief. Or Thoughtseize Luris and play a Shadow. You know, like I said the first time. I don't know why y'all don't listen to me. No idea how to say the name. CHRSFN. Thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome Tuesday. Appreciate you coming around and hanging out. They got our basic island too. No. Alright, I've got to counter that. Okay. One way or the other, we're gonna beat opponent in the face with some dudes. Another last card in hand's a Drown in the Lock. Stubborn Denial off the top. We got a second one in the deck. We've got another Drown in the Lock. Decent hits. Yep. Alright. I ruined the 5-0? No. Our opponent top decking Magus of the Moon ruined the 5-0. I was just along for the ride. Is there any reason to like fire these off now versus later? I don't think so. I don't think it matters too much. Mr. Fahrenheit, thank you so much for the follow. Hope you're having an awesome awesome Wednesday or Tuesday. I called it. Y'all heard it. Awesome Tuesday wherever you're at in the world. Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Look at me. I'm the mill deck now. Alright, Mystical Dispute's pretty good. Counter Squall's pretty good. Everything else is very meh, or not want. Got a lot of good pieces against Mill. What's least enticing? Do I just trim Tarmogoyf here so I don't have to focus on green mana? I think I'm going to do that. See how it works out. Yes, Mill Mirror, let's go. Not mill sub-theme. We just happen to beat our opponent and chuckle with our dumb mill mechanics. You're not wrong. By the way, opponent, mill 2. And 2 more. While you're at it, mill 2 more. Thieves Guild Enforcer. Okay, so I'm going to start off on Overgrown Tomb Thoughtseize. Not fetching on turn 1 in case they're sitting on a whole bunch of archive traps. Which they are obviously not. We'll just take Mesmeric Orb and say go. Any mail today? Not that I know of. But I haven't been outside and looked. Alright, I've just got to go ahead and kill this crab, right? Love this deck, to be honest. We'll blame you mad right above you. Or why you mad, sorry. He's the one that suggested it. I'm just out here trying to live my life and cast a few little spells here and there. Here's Johnny. Flip over a Drown in the Lock. That's pretty good for us. Ooh. Ooh. Pretty nice one. Let's play out a Shadow. Oh no, no, no! Meant to fetch. Forgot to fetch. Okay. Okay. We're gonna make it. Somehow. My bad. My punt. I'll give myself a punt in chat. I got it. Yeah, counter squall this. We can. Hey, punts happen. God, they've trapped me in response. We know they've got Surgical Extraction, Blood Chief's Thirst. Still got access to Luris. Aiden was playing Standard Rogues last night in the Modern event. I was playing E-Tron. I'll gift a sub if you guess who won in one guess. I'm going to say Aiden. That's my guess. Final guess. Take it or leave it. Surgical My Shadows. You got it. Shouldn't we focus on Luris and protecting it now? Well, I'm not really protecting it with anything. Unless you meant, like, save the counter squall. But I kind of want to make them deal with the little Thieves Guild that could. add Lurus to hand here, then I get to snap Thoughtseize it away. Just like improve my own clock anyway. The extra point in here. Standard rogues in a modern event, how bold. You obviously don't know our local meta too well. People play some weird stuff. So, Snapcaster, Blood Chief's Thirst, unknown. Did I win the last match? No. Game 3, we got struck down by that fickle mistress known as RNG. Alright, so if they're gonna have Snapcaster, they're gonna have it regardless. I'll go ahead and make them use it if they want to block. Be like Snap Drown. Like trade with Thieves Guild, drown our Thought Thief. That push. Can't be weirder than my own local meta. Walked in with Heliod and lost to dubious challenge. Let's see. We've got someone who only plays mono white enchantments, like mono white prison, and loves to mana tithe everybody out of the room. We've got some people that swap up literally every single week. We've got a whole bunch that are obsessed with metagaming a room. For whatever reason. Another surgical. Drive trap. They can Field of Ruin me an Archive trap. Don't tell me you lost to Van Mead? No. It's not that I'm aware of. Alright, so their last card is the Archive trap. So, do I want to get back Shadow? Yeah. Just put lethal on the board for next turn. And if they decide to like Field of Ruin me and then Archive trap, instead of just hard casting the trap, then I get to float mana, go get basic Swamp, and flash in this Thought Thief. As such. Oh, did they mill over my swamp? Or no, I got swamp earlier. That's right. That's right. Didn't they surgical shadows? I believe they did. They did. They just didn't exile the one in the graveyard. Alright. Archive trap or bust. Never mind. Remember that time I said archive trap or bust and it wasn't archive trap and wasn't a bust either? No. Alright, this doesn't really change the clock. Ruin crab. Alright, let's find an answer to a crab. Technically an answer to a crab. I'm supposed to go ahead and kill this. Yeah. Respond to a landfall trigger. What do we think they drew? Ah. Evidently something. The Snapcaster. It's a Snapcaster. I guess it's like a surgical. I'm gonna say if it's a Snapcaster, I would assume they just would have like main phase snap glimpsed. Yeah. Exile our Snapcaster mages, of which the last two are in the yard. And again, they don't hit the second one. They also didn't hit the one that they exiled. Bold, I like it. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. All drowns are gone. Counter squalls are gone. We've got... One of our remaining cards is a mystical dispute. The Thoughtseize. 1, 2, 3. So it's mystical dispute, Thoughtseize. They exiled 1 Inquisition, 2 fatal push, no fatal pushes. 3, 4 Thought Thief. 1, 2, 3, 4 Thieves Guild Enforcers. Like Mystical Dispute's best draw in the deck. Not so much that one. Do I have another Watery Grave in the deck? There's one. I do think I have another Watery Grave in the deck. We're gonna get there with this Soaring Thought Thief. Are we doing this? Okay. Weird one. 4-1 with rogues. What do we think? GG's indeed for them. Alright. I do think the deck needs a breeding pool, not just overgrown tombs. The rogue package. So, like, I guess I would consider this to be the rogue package. It's still not, like, powerful, but it was better than I would have given it credit for. I do think that these Thieves Guilds get to, like, a 3-2 pretty consistently, and Thought Thief getting flying was relevant a few times. Drown in the Lock obviously is like really good if you get it online. The downside is it makes you so much more susceptible to things like Relic of Progenitus. So you're putting a heavy emphasis on your opponent not like nuking both yards. Out of the board, Corrupt Decay Assassin's Trophy were okay. Not really a whole lot to say about the board. Like, Go for the Throat probably isn't necessary when you have the other removal spells, but I can see where it would be useful. I don't think there's enough good matchups for Aether Gust or Mystical Dispute right now. Counter Squall was kind of fine, but almost any counter spell would have been fine in that slot. I don't know if the green is worth it. Like, you're not running Veil of Summer. I know the other list was just running like Scourge of the Skyclaves in this slot, and I feel like just cutting the green, going to a more streamlined mana base might be better. Like, I don't know if Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy, and Tarmogoyf are doing enough for the deck to warrant the inclusion. But that's also after only 4 or 5 matches with the deck. So I can't say if that's like determinant or anything like that. But just my initial 2 cents. Other than that, deck felt cool. Like, I wouldn't be opposed to playing again with it. I know people are wanting to see the Grixis with Expressive Iteration today, so I'm probably going to run a league with that, but I'll definitely earmark this one for the future.